Hello, my gorgeous girls. Where did the time go? I have no idea where the time went. All of a sudden, I was like, oh my gosh, I have a live in like 5 minutes. So throw on the perfectly imperfect shirt. Thanks to Cecilia. Thank you, Cecilia. I love my shirt. And it was so appropriate for today's live because I was like, oh my gosh, I have 5 minutes to go. I'm just jumping out of the shower. I guess it's going to be a throw a hair up in the bun kind of day. But here we are. Okay, so Facebook is doing something different these days, and yeah, there we are. Okay, good. We're in the right page. Facebook is always changing, as you know. So yesterday I did a live. I thought I was doing it in the squat page, and it's on a different page. Like, what the heck is going on, Facebook? Pull it together, get your shit together. And but I was like, good. I have to learn something new today. I have to up my technology game. And so here we are. We're on the right page. It's a good day. It's a very good day. Hi. Okay, great. And I'm even seeing comments. Hi, Petra, Marie, Jessica. I'm just like, I'm in this place right now where my heart is so enlarged by the girls that are committed. My heart is so enlarged by the girls that are in this to win this. My heart is so enlarged by the people that are not just like in this for a short term, because I'm telling you, like, you are who you're around. And I'm the type of person that no matter what, I'm going to keep showing up. And no matter what, I want to keep growing. And no matter what, I want to keep leveling up. And no matter what, I want to invest in myself. And I want to level up in every way, shape, or form. But it's so funny this time of year. It's very normal. I had to call a friend on it. I was like, I'm so proud of everyone that finished the squat challenge. I'm so excited for these people that have this newfound fire within them. But then there's a part of me that feels so sad because I see so many people that are like, see you next year, see you in 2020. And I'm like, see you tomorrow. What are you talking about? Are you just going to wait until next year? Because I'm telling you, little by little, life gets in the way. Little by little, things start to happen and you start to fall back to where you started, and then you're like waiting for 2022 to start, or you're waiting for Monday, or you're waiting for like January 1st. I'm like, pull it together, people. Like, get with the program. Surround yourself by like-minded people that are in this to win this, that are ready to show up perfectly imperfect and be a better version of themselves and level up in every single way, shape, or form. Get it together, people. And so every time a year, I was reminded by my friend. She was like, Gina, this happened last year. This happened last year. You see the peace out, and I start to feel defeated. I start to feel like I'm in this for a fun challenge, but I'm in this to help you be a better person. I'm in this to help you reach your goals. I'm in this like for the long run. And so I guess I just have to like, this is total real talk here, but I feel like I can talk real to my girls. I guess I just have to remind myself that not everyone is as committed as you, Gina, and that's okay. You just need to keep showing up for those that are committed, and you need to keep showing up because I know that it's planting seeds. I know that at some point a seed's going to be planted and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, it just like all clicks. Like, I understand now. It's more than just doing squats. It's a mindset thing. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in 95 days. And it's sure as heck not going to happen if I just jump on board the wagon for 95 days once a year. Anyways, so my heart is just so full of those of you who are willing to invest in yourself energetically, mentally, physically, and everything that you're doing. And I'm telling you what, like-minded people attract one another, and I am here to make sure that you continue to show up for yourself and that I go the extra mile for you. And so that is where my heart is right now in this moment. Okay. Real talk, I was like, I don't know why all the thoughts come in the shower. Like, that's part of the reason I shower, is because it's kind of like swimming. Something with water. Whenever water hits my body, I just have all these thoughts and they just run through me, and it's flow, right? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's because everything's flowing. I don't know. But yeah, so that was literally what just was on my mind. And so I wanted to share it with all of you. Moral of the story is I'm grateful for each of you. Thankful Thursday here. Every Thursday, I've been doing this for how many years now, looking back at all our lives. And every Thursday, I'm like, what am I going to talk about? Oh, what are we going to do this week? And then it's like I have so many things. I can't even keep up. The pumpkin recipes are insane. We're going to start with a really simple one today because I figure everyone has almonds at their house. They can make this happen. And then we'll start to kind of graduate to new recipes. And yeah, working on a pumpkin book. Like, I'm working on all kinds of fun stuff for fall. And I'm ready for it. Like, it's just weird how the shift happens. Come summer, I'm like, summer. summer. And then towards the end of summer, I'm still feeling the vibes. I'm like not ready to give up on the yellow yet. But I am feeling like fall, feeling it. It's in the air. Everything pumpkin is happening right now. So with that being said, let me just check in here with my girls. Oh, there's Michelle. I can always depend on my girls, that's for sure. Okay, so this week's mantra was such a good one. I don't think you're ever going to be able to say the word good or read the word good again. And if so, yes, I'm a success. That was the whole point. Everything that came up this week, it was like, it wasn't just like, good, I'm glad this is happening. It was like, good. I like had this like new version. I was like, good. Oh, Gina, you got a tattoo yesterday. Woohoo! And you can't run because you can't put on your shoes. Good. It's like everything. I was just like, bring it, dust it off, bring it. I'm here. Good. Because guess what? Last night, actually, I was thinking, okay, I think should I cut my Nikes? I was thinking like, can I cut them out? And I was willing to like chance it. And then I was like, no, those Nikes I don't want to do that to those Nikes. And then I was like, okay, barefoot running. Yeah, it's a thing. It's really a real thing. And it actually strengthens your bones. And I was considering it last night. I was like, this will be kind of fun. I've never barefoot ran up and down a hill for 2.5 miles. Good. I'm willing to take the chance. I'm willing to share about it. I'm willing to like, perfect day on a Thursday. I could share with all of you my experience barefoot running. And then I was like, I woke up this morning. I had a whole new mindset. I was like, what am I thinking? I live 2 miles from the beach. I'm going to go run the beach. So I went down to the beach. Good. So I went down to the beach and I had the most epic run. And what comes out of it when you have that mindset, when you have that shift and you're just willing to just take it on, bring it, people. You're like, good. I went down there. There was probably 5 people on the beach. I go there a lot, but I've probably gone at 6 a.m, maybe 3 times. Like, honestly, I could count on one hand. And I'm not really a big sand runner. I know tomorrow my calves are going to be sore, but it's so good for you. So I went down there and I had the most epic run and it was so beautiful. I got to hear the waves. I got to see a few new faces. I got to challenge myself in a new way. And so I think this is going to be my new normal for they say 2 to 3 weeks. So I'm thinking, okay, I'll give it that. It's on my body. I want to make sure that it stays nice and not get infected. And so anyways, I took it to the beach and I had the most amazing day. But guess what? That came out of that good mindset. Whenever anything hits you and we are so quick to get so frustrated or feel so defeated, like from this point forward, you have a whole new perspective. Okay, good. I want you to see that as an opportunity, and the things that come from those opportunities are things you never could have ever imagined, right? And I talk about like opening these doors that we don't know. There's so much behind all these closed doors, right? Like we have all these closed doors and we're so afraid to open them because of what's behind them. Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Are there going to be like crazy people that are wearing crazy outfits that are full of energy? Or are there going to be people, I don't know. We don't know what's behind all of these doors. But guess what? You don't know. Good. You don't know unless you open the door what is ahead of you. And it could be something that you're like, yeah, not for me, but you would have never known if you didn't open that door. You would have never known the opportunities that lie ahead, the people that you're going to meet, the lessons that you're going to learn when you fall on your face, the thing that we're also scared of doing. So anyways, the point of this is everything good. I want you to see it as an opportunity. So that's how I started off my day. I hope that you started off your day with opportunity and seeing the good and in everything, in whatever obstacle that you're going through. And I don't want you just to be like, good. I want you to look it in the face next time and be like, good. And get mad and get excited because you're going to tackle it and you're going to come out of the other side stronger and more confident through doing. And through doing comes doing the hard things, right? So seeing those things that are hard and tackling them dead on. So, yep, that's the mantra for this week. If you haven't heard it, listen to it. It's a good one. And next week's mantra is more on this kind of, I guess not really this topic, but more on my tattoo and the whole reason behind it and all that kind of stuff. Yes, there is a reason why and a mantra behind that whole experience. So with that being said, let's dig into some questions and answers, and then we're gonna make this really simple recipe. All right, my girls? Okay. Putting these down here, I got the questions for us, some really good ones. All right, we have our recipe for today and some questions. First thing is Marie, good. Yes, I never ever want you to say that word anything less than exactly that. Good. Oh, funny. Okay. Hi Mary. Hi, how are you? You're another one of those committed ones. Love you. Love you, girl, and each and every one of you. Heart to heart. All right, here we go. So, is all low-fat and non-fat yogurt the same? And the answer is no. So yogurt tends to be higher in carbohydrates, and so we want to have the 0% so that we don't have the fat, okay? Because it's 0 grams of fat on the 0% yogurt, hence why it's 0%. And then the 2% has 4 grams of fat, plus it has the carbs. So we want to make sure that we are on those meals where I do accept yogurt. They're meant to be like a lean protein, and yes, they do have a little bit of carbs coming from the lactose, but make sure that it's 0%, not the 2%. While it's 4 grams, we're talking like it does make a difference when, you know, you're eating for purpose. All right, great question. Next question is from somebody. I can't think of who asked this. I don't have the name. Hello, madam. You mentioned your blood work in some of your live episodes. Can you elaborate on blood tests for hormones in relation to menopause and weight training exercise in relation to hormonal month cycles? Okay, so that's a really good question and kind of a long, there's a lot to that. So we'll just kind of brief it, and we can go more into detail, but it really does depend on each person, where they are in their journey, where they are in their life stage. I actually received a book all on hormones so that I can freshen up for, you know, pre-menopause and all of those types of conversations, so I can learn more about that whole stage of life, which is crazy. It's not that far away from where I am, and I know a lot of you are experiencing. But I was so grateful to have that connection and conversation with Jenny and Kathy. Hopefully you listened to our live. It was just good, real conversation about quality, right? And I feel like right now, more than ever, really having an understanding and awareness of quality these days and realness these days is really important. And I know I'm craving that. I know it's like a high priority to me that I'm aware of what is in my food, what is in the things that I'm taking, what is it in the things that I'm putting into my body, because at the end of the day, we have to be aware of those things, because there's something to be said about marketing, and there's something to be said about, you know, nowadays companies trying to make the most dollar. It's just like what happens, even if a company starts out like with high quality stuff, eventually they fall into that trap of like, oh my gosh, I can decrease my prices if I, you know, go to this source, or if I do this. And at that point, you already have a reputation if you're a good company, and people don't know that formulas change over time, or things change. And then all these things wrap up into having all these issues within your body. So it's really important that we are aware of high quality products, and really doing our research and understanding of where things stem. Are they coming from a lab? Are they coming from a farm? Are they coming from a farm? Are they coming from a pharmacy? Like, what's happening? And there's a lot of things that companies can get away with by how they label things. You know, proprietary blends is some common phrase that you'll see. It's like, what is the blend? It's like, it's a mix of all this stuff. Well, what is the stuff? Well, it's kind of like the leftovers, right? It's like the bottom feeders. They just eat the leftovers that are on the bottom of the ocean. You want to make sure that you're aware of what is in there, where is it coming from, and prove it. Like, I want to see proof of where this is happening. And of course, it all starts with, you know, your food is number one, your exercise, your mindset, and then obviously supplementation does play a role. And what was really interesting about our conversation is I was sharing a little bit about my labs and my blood work. And I'm a very healthy human being, right? I've never really had any issues. I do have one kidney. I was born with only one kidney. Nothing was wrong. Nothing was removed. It was just the way I was born. And so that's like the one thing I'm kind of always mindful of, keeping the water intake in, all that kind of stuff. And so when I was pregnant, I found out that I had the low blood platelets, and that is something that can happen during pregnancy. And so it was something that we were just kind of monitoring, but I was praying and hoping and wishing that these platelets would stabilize or bump up potentially, because if they get too low, they're not going to hit you with an epidural. And at that point I was like, I'm all about natural, but give me the epidural. Like, I want to enjoy this pregnancy. I was not saying good at that time. That was I guess not the evolved Gina. I was not saying good. Um, and so anyways, so we've had to monitor it over the years, and come to find out, I guess it's just like I've always had kind of these low blood platelets and also had low white blood cells. Like, it's kind of bizarre. And so it's something that I've had to always watch. And my mom has rheumatoid arthritis, and so it's like in the family, so I'm something I'm mindful of, right? So it's like I'm trying to control the areas I can, eliminating inflammatory foods, which is all about the GFIT diet and lifestyle, stress, all these variables that play a role into our hormones. However, I was like, I better, I need to get more tighter on the supplement train, because I need to be aware of all these things. And so we had that really good conversation about quality. I went to quality sources. Everything's stabilizing, everything's looking good, hormones are balanced, back to are being balanced. Platelets are kind of the same, but the white blood cells are good, which is good because immunity needs to be up during this time. Vitamin D levels are up. Anyway, so fast forward into this conversation about hormones and what this specific girl is asking. Here's the thing, is as we get older, things are changing, right? Our hormones are changing, our testosterone starts to drop, our estrogen starts to drop. Like, there's all these dips that are happening, our DHA levels, collagen, there's all kinds of things that happen as we age. And the first thing that you need to do whenever you're trying to balance out hormones is take a look at your diet, because I have seen the most radical changes in people's hormone levels and energy levels that happen from being tight on our program. And this is another reason why I'm such a firm believer in consistency, because you can start to gain that energy that one would have maybe blamed hormones, maybe blamed another issue, when maybe it's the fact that you're not having quality foods, right? There's so many like pesticides, and there's different hormones that are pumped into our foods that are now affecting our estrogen levels, that are causing all these fluctuations. And so I would always recommend that you go to the source of your diet and really take that deeper dive into the quality of every area of what you're doing, starting with food, starting with what you're putting into your system. Where are those BLTs? How many like pieces of candy are you having throughout the day as you walk by the break room, or somebody comes in and always brings that box of chocolates? How tight are you truly being with our program? Because if you're being tight, I guarantee things are going to balance out for you, and we can fight this whole pre-menopause or even post-menopause by the balance that I have laid out in our programs, which is another reason why swapping needs to be taken kind of lightly, because there's a reason why I have chia seeds in there, and avocados, and olive oil, and salmons, and bits of red meat. There's reasons why I have all of these things in there. It's to keep you on track and to keep you never craving something, but it's also for these purposes of getting in different types of fats, to get in different types of vitamins, different types of minerals. However, noted, a chicken breast is not a chicken breast, right? So it's really important that you start to dissect where you can level up. And I know that eating organic and eating natural is not always super affordable, but hey, listen, even if you start with one thing, maybe, you always look for the products that are on sale. That's what I do. I'm always looking for, if the organic chicken's on sale, I'm going to get the organic chicken. Grass-fed meat versus the corn-fed is another great place to start. So, really focusing on your diet is number one, and seeing where you can improve. Then once you do that, of course, you're nailing our workouts, movement. Resistance training is huge for helping with your metabolism, helping to improve your testosterone levels. All of that is so important. Plus all the foods that we're eating. So you've got the combination of quality food, you've got your quality workouts, then you evolve into like your mindset's huge umbrella here. It needs to be on point. And then you start to like look at, okay, what can I supplement wise? Maybe I need to bump up my vitamin D, especially during the summer or the winter months rather, when there's less sunlight. There's certain things that you need to do. And if you've done all of these things, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you're still feeling lethargic, like you just can't drop the weight, whatever it may be, then that's your time to, seek a doctor, to seek a holistic doctor, if I had it my way, find out, get some labs done, kind of see what's going on. And rather than using weight as your marker, you start to kind of use how you're feeling, how your clothes are fitting, and then also these labs on a routine basis to see what's going on with your body on another level. But I wouldn't always get your routine labs. However, I want you to make sure that before you go into any kind of hormone release, hormone therapy, or any kind of that, replacement therapy, get my brain straight, before you go any kind of therapy, you need to make sure that you're tackling all the things that you can control, because there's so much you can do with food. There's so much you can do with superfoods, including, primrose or maca, primrose when it comes to a supplement, but maca, removing inflammatory foods, which is all what we're doing, and removing the canola oils, adding in avocado oils. So you want to make sure that you're doing all these other things. And then after you've been doing all these other things for at least 3 to 6 months, that's when you're like, okay, now I want to go get these tested, and I want to see what's going on and see how I can level things out, especially as you're going premenopause, postmenopause. But I'm not one to say, if you have something going on, that you jump on that wagon yet. It's like somebody going to a doctor and being like, I need to get lipo because I can't lose the weight, but yet they're not willing to do all the other things to lose the weight. You got to do all the steps, and then you get to the point where you've done everything and you've got the loose skin, and then it's time for surgery, right? So it's like you got to do all the things, make sure that you're seeking all the right quality foods in every area, and then at that point, you can be like, okay, I've done it all, and now I just need that little boost, and every body is different. So a really long-winded answer to that question, but yeah, I would have to be a little bit more specific about what exactly is going on with you, but I would make sure that you're checking in every area of quality, consistently following that quality regime for a significant amount of time, minimum 3 months, and then see how you feel. But getting the routine lab work is really, really important so that we can stay on our health, because without health, we have zilch. We have nada. We have nothing. Okay, ladies, we have a really simple recipe today, starting out with our first pumpkin recipe, and it's going to be pumpkin almonds, okay, roasted pumpkin almonds. So I'm going to start this on 350. So I'm going to preheat the oven to 350, and we're going to start out with some roasted almonds. This one has a little bit of a twist to it. So it's it's not like your basic roasted almonds with throw some pumpkin spice. It actually has a couple other ingredients that makes these exceptionally good. All right, so here we go. We're going to start with a cup of almonds. The recipe is already in the app. I am working on a recipe book. However, there are some that are going to just be app recipes. This one is our first one. Okay, so we've got a cup of almonds that we're going to put in here. And now, pure pumpkin. Before we get into pumpkin season, okay, next month you're going to see quite a bit of pumpkin sprinkled throughout the recipes or the menu. I want you to remember, some people are pumpkin lovers and some people not so much. Pumpkin can always be substituted for 2 tablespoons of oatmeal. It's not an exact swap, but if you're super anti-pumpkin and you just can't do it, there's an option for you. But pumpkin is so good. Talk about quality vitamins and minerals. I mean, hello. And so you want to make sure that you're getting pure pumpkin, not pumpkin pie filling, okay? That is a sure recipe for disaster. If you're like, I'm doing everything, Gina, I'm doing everything you said. I got the pumpkin, and it's pumpkin pie, because you're literally like eating a pumpkin pie every time I throw pumpkin in the menu. So you want to make sure that it is pumpkin puree. Look at this. This is even organic pumpkin from Trader Joe's. And so that is number 1. And I would highly recommend, I haven't heard anything about a pumpkin shortage this season. You know how every season, sometimes I'll get these blasts of like, oh my God, it's pumpkin shortage. And you go to the store and there's no pumpkin on the shelves. I haven't heard of that yet, so I think we're in luck. But I would recommend that you stock up on some pumpkin. It's just, it's just good to have. It's not going to go bad. We're going to be using a lot of it, and it's just so good for you. And there's so many things you can do with pumpkin. Has a distinct flavor, but you'll be surprised with the different recipes how you can kind of mask the flavor, and it really has either sweet or savory, which is great. Okay, so we're going to do 2 tablespoons of pumpkin. Okay, here we go. Okay, so pure pumpkin, 2 tablespoons. And then we're going to throw in there 2 tablespoons of sugar-free syrup. I have this one that I get for my kids. However, I usually use the Walden Farms. So sugar-free, make sure it's sugar-free. And we're going to throw that in there. So we've got some sugar-free syrup. Okay. And then we are going to do a touch of ginger. I was really excited. Wasn't sure how the recipe was going to turn out because I've never actually added the puree to the pumpkin or to the almonds. I've always done just like spice them up with seasonings and Splenda or stevia rather, and then cinnamon. But adding that puree, wasn't too sure, but it came out really, really good. Okay, then we're going to do a little bit of pumpkin spice. So you want to make sure you're getting pumpkin spice. Next time you're at the store, if you don't already have it, we'll be using a lot of pumpkin spice. Okay. And then cinnamon. A little bit of cinnamon in there. All the exact amounts are already included. I'm just kind of eyeing it right now. And then I'm going to add a little bit of sea salt. So about a pinch of sea salt. Okay, just a handful. Okay, really makes a difference. This is going to be like when you're craving something sweet and the menu calls for 15 almonds and you're like, yeah, I'm excited about my almonds, but I'm really wanting something a little bit more sweet. And you know, a lot of times everything's pumpkin now, right? So you'll see, oh, there's these pumpkin almonds, oh, this pumpkin dressing, but you're going to find that so much of that stuff has the canola oils, has the inflammatory oils, but bigger picture also has this crazy amount of sugar. So you want to be careful. So here's how we are going to get away with that and still have that. Oh my gosh. Even if you don't like pumpkin, doesn't pumpkin just give you that smell of fall? Oh, I love it. Okay, there we go. So we are going to coat these really, really well. You can see they're nicely coated. And if you wanted to bump up a little bit of the sweetness, you can just try one of the almonds and see, like, do you want it a little bit sweeter? Because these are sweet, right? I'm going to just bump up the sweetness because I'm making these as if they're like a sweet treat or like more of a candy. So I'm going to add a little bit of stevia, okay? A little bit of stevia or your preferred source if you want to use erythritol. Erythritol is really good because it's got that like sugar consistency. So when you make these, it almost is like coated with sugar, but it's not. Okay. So easy. I'm all about easy peas. You ladies know that. All right, so now you want to line your cookie sheet, but when you don't have time to line it and you realize you have 5 minutes until alive, you don't line it, but save yourself some time and line the sheet. And you're going to put the almonds. Okay, save for licking. Okay, you're going to put the almonds on here. And we're using such a minimal amount of pumpkin that this is still going to be treated as a fat. So one serving is still going to be your typical 15 almonds. But I'm telling you, when they're coated like this, they come out like real hearty and delicious. So I feel like you're getting more than just 15 plain almonds. Okay, so there we go. So you've got it like nicely spread out. Licking, of course. And now I'm just going to sprinkle it with a touch of salt right on top. Just a pinch or so. Not necessary if you don't want to, but I do find that it just kind of adds that little bit of a punch. And I'm going to put these in here. So 350, put them in there for 10 minutes. And then at the 10-minute mark, you're going to take your spatula, your spoon, you're going to mix them out, kind of toss them around so they get roasted on the other side. And then, ladies, it's that simple. They come out so incredible. They got the pass from the husband. They are roasted almonds, and as you can see, they are nicely coated. They are like candied almonds, and I've been waiting for this live. Winner. Winner, winner, winner. Delicious. So 15 of these. Sorry, I really shouldn't eat during the lives. I know it's like a total tease, but they're really good. Okay, so 15 of these is one serving of fats. You can have them on any fat day as a fat swap. Give these a try. And, you know, you just put them in here and pop the lid. You can make them in bulk if you would like. However, I just wanted to do 1 cup at a time because they are pretty tempting. And so I've just found personally that if I don't have excess amounts, that I'm not going to stray off the plan or there's less temptation. So I just figured I'm just going to do a cup at a time, and they're really easy to make. So you can bust these puppies out. I did these last night while I was making dinner. Really easy to make. So here we go. It's our first pumpkin recipe. Yeah, now I gotta catch up on all the comments. Our first pumpkin recipe, and have some fun at this. Kids, if your kids like pumpkin, my kids actually really like these as well, and they're not usually big pumpkin fans, so perfect if you want to throw these in for kid lunches, make a little trail mix. Yeah, so there you have it. All right, ladies, and let's see here. I've got Jenny's commenting more on the resistance training and increasing natural testosterone. Yes, absolutely, Jenny. That's such a good. She says G-Fit resistance training HIIT increases natural testosterone and growth hormone and decreases cortisol and estrogen. 100%. Like, that's what I'm saying. If you're living the G-Fit lifestyle and you're doing all the parts, you're not just doing 95 days of the parts, but you're doing all the parts. You're not just doing the squats, but you're doing every element of the lifestyle. Exactly that. We're not only reaching our body, we're not only reaching our booty gains, but we're increasing our natural testosterone, we're increasing our growth hormone, we're decreasing cortisol. You know, my cortisol levels were like low. And cortisol is that stress hormone that can put on the belly weight. But yet people are like, I'm getting old. I got this lower belly weight. I'm like, yeah, okay, I understand. Like, we're agreeants. You know, we're all getting older. But where's your stress level? I don't know about you, but cortisol level in this day and age that we're living in is through the roof. Like, where's your stress level? Oh, are you meditating? Are you doing the things to reduce stress? Oh, your testosterone's low? Are you resistance training? Are you doing the things to make your bones strong? Like, let's have a conversation. Okay, so then estrogen levels get out of whack because, yeah, you see how, like, when anything's out of balance, yeah, so just do the G-Fit workouts and everything's gonna fall into place. Okay, but if you're doing all the things, but yeah, it's like, so your cortisol's low because, or high, because you're stressed through the max and you're like, yeah, I'm not doing the meditation. I'm on board with the pumpkin almonds and I'm on board with like the 5-minute workouts, but I'm not really doing that. Okay, well, it's like, but so your cortisol's through the roof, right? And then like you're not resistance training. If you're like, I'm not going to call anyone out, but she's not here. If you're like my mom, she's like, I don't have time to resistance train. I'm like, Mom, come on. You're brittle. You need to improve. Okay, love you, Mom, but I'm just being honest. Okay, so it's like, you got to do all these things because when things are out of whack, look what happens to hormones. Your cortisol's through the roof. Everything's out of whack. And then like when your body's out of whack, it doesn't like to be there, right? It likes to be in this beautiful space we call homeostasis, where all things are balanced. So before you go to replacement therapy or before you go to seeking, lab therapy, you need to make sure that everything's in alignment and you're doing your part to say, good, things are out of alignment, but good, I have control to get myself back on track. And then again, of course, if you are doing A, B, C, and D, and you're doing it wholeheartedly, and you can say that with complete honesty and integrity, then that's the time where you're like, okay, maybe I just need a boost. There's a time for that. But you need to do all the work first. That's just my opinion. All right. Yeah, pumpkin season. All right, girls. So great conversation. I'm just all about keeping it real. We have another great interview. I'm bringing these back. I don't know what happened. I think life happened. But now that the Summer Squat Challenge is over, I feel like I can kind of gain my breath again. I'm still kind of like peeking out of the waters, but I feel like I can kind of like see the light now. There's a little bit more room for me to bring back these interviews. I know how powerful they are, how much is learned, and how much people say they love them because they love hearing about each of your journeys. What brought you here? What are your struggles? How have you overcome them? What are your favorite mantras that get you unstuck? So on Monday, I'm recording on Monday. We're gonna be posting next week with Tanya. Tanya just ran a 10K and had an incredible reason why. And I've been working with Tanya for years, and she's been doing fantastic, but kind of like, come, go, we'll talk about this in open conversation. But something with Tanya has clicked. Something with Tanya has made her level up. And I want her to share with all of you what that was and how she feels now that she's doing all of the things and that she's putting herself first. And she had a solid why. So really excited to have that conversation. Real talk, honesty is what we're all about. And I want to bring back some more of those conversations. All right. So ladies, have an incredible first day of fall. Second day, first day. I don't know. It's fall's here. That's all I know. And we'll chat soon. Anything that comes your way, any opposition, I want you to look it straight in the face and be like, good. Like when my husband came home yesterday and he's like, Gina, we have no eggs. And I was like, good. I didn't go over so well, but I still said it. All right, ladies, have an incredible rest of your day. We will connect real soon. And so much love to each and every one of you. Truly have such a big place in my heart.